Stakes could not be higher going into the November 19th edition of NXT thanks to an ill-fated bet and multiple Iron Survivor Challenge qualifiers. Andre Chase bet everything he had to get his hands on Ridge Holland again, including Chase U, and Trick Williams spiced things up by declaring he faced the winner at deadline. And there was more Iron Survivor qualifiers as well as much more on the show, but we started things off with a qualifier. Nathan Fraser taking on Eddie Thorpe, but a chaotic scene broke out during the men's qualifier. All of the major tag teams brawled around the ring. In the chaos, Fraser hit Thorpe with a Phoenix Splash to win. An interesting match on paper became a segment in practice. So much was focused on the tag teams that qualifier became an afterthought. Fraser won, lightly setting up for double duty at deadline and lose both the Iron Survivor Challenge and his tag title. If NXT has the confidence to keep up with the numbers involved, this could set up a tag team Iron Survivor match at deadline, which would be a fun watch, if not chaotic. Thorpe was a clear leader in this scenario. He should have been able to win amid all the chaos, but he's been teasing growing frustration, and yeah, you probably expect it would lead to a heel turn at some point in the not too distant future. Before next up, we got another Iron Survivor qualifier, Stephanie Vaquer taking on Jada Parker. Parker punished Vaquer to a limit, and Lady Vice came out to distract her. This allowed the Plumber to hit and package Jack Breaker for the win. A good showcase for Steph, who effortlessly looked like she belonged next to one of NXT's most established rising stars. Even with her talent in the ring, it would have been easy to assume she needed a transition period to adjust to WWE. This has not been necessary, as she's been consistently one of NXT's best. The same can be said of Parker, who's improved greatly since stepping up to Roxanne. This was one of her better matches and significantly better than her match with Vice. This is why it's a shame NXT is already returning to Parker v Vice. When they maybe could have waited a bit longer, but the right woman won, and yeah, definitely liking the look of the women's match. So yeah, 6 out of 10. Before we got Tony D taking on Brooks Jensen. Sean Spears coached up Brooks Jensen throughout this fight, but Tony D was far too much for him. Jensen countered the first spine buster attempt, but fell to the second. This is quick and forgettable, but most of it has been Jensen's in-ring solo work. He just hasn't figured out the style yet, and you may need another full character reset to get there, really. It's not helping that he doesn't fit well with Spears. The two lack chemistry or even matching style. Maybe the reset can come from Jensen fully embracing Spears' way of looking. A possible injury angle after the match may help the chairman have a chance against D'Angelo, but yeah, it doesn't really come off as a real threat at the moment. So let me give it a 5 out of 10. Before we got Ashante Adonis and Carmen Petrovic taking on Dion Lennox and Brittany Reese. Ashante distracted Reese and got slapped for his trouble, but this distraction allowed Petrovic to knock out Reese with a roundhouse to get the win. This was over before it even started. Adonis and Lennox were bad together, while Reese and Petrovic didn't get enough time to work on each other. Even though the Adonis Petrovic pairing is somewhat interesting, it's all felt like a waste of time on a show that had more important stories to tell. Hopefully this will at least lead to more Petrovic matches, as she's been out of the ring too often recently. But yeah, for me, didn't really click and gets a 5 out of 10. Zariah then challenged Ren Sinclair in an Iron Survivor Challenge match. Ren Sinclair survived a while, but the spear into an F5 sealed the win for Zariah. A short match in NXT can be frustrating, but as Zariah makes every second count in what are largely one-sided fights so far. Since the powerhouse to Brownson's needed since Rhea Ripley and Raquel Rodriguez left, and she's already showing she has the upside to rival those women. Sinclair did a good job and should continue to get opportunities until she also breaks through to major title scenes. But yeah, this is all about Zariah and gets a 6 out of 10 from me. Fatal Influence then delivered a warning to the women's division no one could match, and Henley offered an open challenge for the Women's North American Championships. Chaos broke out with the likes of Lash legend Jakara Jackson, Rizzo and Nikita Lyons headed to the ring to answer the call. Paxi was one of the first to get Henley's day, and she laid out the chant. This is a great way to immediately sell the Women's North American Champion team. It was similarly effective to the best moment in Wesley's North American title reign. Henley has significant work to do to earn that same prestige through Paxley is a solid for the challenger for next week, but she needs longer term rivals as well. So yeah, an interesting little one, this one, and yeah, I have to say I'm kind of intrigued to see where it's developed for two very different characters. But in our main event, it was Ridge Holland against Andre Chase with everything on the line. Holland grabbed a steel chair to distract the ref. He used the opportunity to low blow Chase and hit the Redeemer. However, Duke Hudson pulled the official out of the ring. After Holland sent Hudson through the stage, Riley Osborne jumped onto the Englishman. Holland grabbed Osborne and threw him onto the exposed concrete. The motivated Chase all the more as he was stomped Holland into the mat, but it wasn't enough. A second Redeemer won the match and ended Chase U. Chase and Holland didn't have much chemistry, but the emotion carried a fairly basic match to the necessary heights with a tough result to stomach. This is the end of the Chase U. Yeah, it's gutting. We all love Chase U. In particular, Chase U was never allowed to enjoy success, victory being snatched away. However, this is one way to lean into Holland as NXT's top villain. Chase U was completely sacrificed. Hopefully NXT is not quite done with it and has a planning to give it a chance for redemption. But yeah, see if Trick can elevate the match. But I thought for a storytelling aspect, it was a great ending to the show, even if I'm not too sure where we will see it go in the long term. So I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10 for this. But yeah, intrigued and slightly tentative as to where we go with Chase U, or previously Chase U, in the long run. Overall, NXT this week gets a 6 out of 10 from me. Yeah, a bit of an up and down episode of NXT this week, I would say, to be fair. Some really good bits on the show. I really enjoyed some of the qualifiers earlier in the match. Obviously, a really great storytelling piece at the end of the show. Some matches in the middle, though, for me, just didn't really quite click. So a bit of an up and down show, but I'll give it a 6 out of 10. It's just solid on the whole. That's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Follow us on our socials. Link in the description below for daily wrestling news, meme, and content. Subscribe to our other channels on screen right now. That'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.